Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our program deep dive and our platform onboarding. And welcome to the cohort 13, of course. We have been looking forward to having you here today. And we are so excited to have you guys here. And how are you guys doing? Where are you from? Just drop it by the chat section. Wherever you are, just drop it. Where are you from? Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, all over the world, Nigeria, and everywhere else. Just drop it in there, guys. Where are you from? And we are so happy to have you here today for our cohort 13. And it's good to have you guys joining us today into our onboarding session. It's so good to have you here. So good to have you guys here, and I'm so excited to see most of you guys joining us today from different places around the world, different countries, different places. It's just so good to have you guys here, and I'm excited to be here with you guys as well. And okay, let's get straight to it. So, on our next slide, I will be introducing to you guys our hosts. I'd love you guys to meet our lovely host, our VA host. So we have Izanubuhle Ncube, that is me. That's me right here, guys, and I'm so excited to be here. And we also have Kennedy Okelo as well here. And we also have Pauline Wanja as well. And these are your hosts for today, and we are excited to be here with you guys. And just moving forward, guys, so looking into our agenda. So today we are going to be looking into how we engage, which is the first thing. And then second of all, we're going to look into our check-in activity. And then we will move on to our third point, which is the VA program and platform overview. And right after that, we are going to be moving on to our ALX code of conduct. And then we're going to move on to our eHub and Savanna walkthrough, which most of you are looking forward to since you're joining the VA team. And after that, we're going to jump into our Q&A session where we're going to give you guys a platform to ask your questions. And we are ready to answer you guys. And then we'll move into our next steps, which will be our announcements. And then we will close right after that. And moving on, how we engage. So this is how we engage, guys. It is very important for you to stay attentive to ensure you don't miss anything. This is the time, the moment that most of you have been waiting for, which is not missing anything, knowing what exactly is happening in the VA. So make sure to stay attentive and ensure to not miss anything. And right after that, we are going to move into you have to boost your energy levels. And then please direct all your questions to Slido. As we have our link being shared right there into the chat, guys, please make sure that you ask your questions on Slido, then we'll be able to answer you guys. And also learn to listen, learn, engage, and most importantly, enjoy. We're here to enjoy. We're not just here to listen only, but we're here to make sure that we engage and we learn, right? Okay, so moving on. Okay, so this is going to be our check-in prompt. So, what is one word for how you are feeling starting the VA journey? So, I want you guys to drop that one word that explains how you feel about the VA journey, about starting such a big journey, such a new journey. So, I want you guys to share that in the chat section. Just drop that one word of how you're feeling. This is a new journey and it's a big journey. So, I would like to know how you guys are feeling about this new journey. How does it make you feel? Are you nervous? Are you excited? How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? I am so excited to be here, by the way, and I would like to know how most of you are feeling about this new journey, the VA journey. How are you feeling, guys? So I would share with you guys when I started the VA journey, I was so worried and so nervous because I didn't know what to expect. Hey, I was nervous, but also excited at the same time. And I was ready to kick off and learn and meet new people, connect with my peers, and all of that. And I see everyone is just saying they are excited. Someone is saying hopeful. That's great. That's great. I'm so excited to know that we have someone who is hopeful, which is super fantastic. Great. And we have someone saying that they are excited, and we have someone there saying they are nervous as well. No need to be nervous. Trust me, it's going to be one of the best journeys you've ever got yourself involved in, and you're gonna enjoy this because it's not just about learning, but it's also about having fun, enjoying, meeting new people, connecting with your peers from all over the world, not just from wherever you are, but from all over the world, guys. So I see everyone else is just dropping excitement, nervous as well. Someone feels empowered. Great, 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 great. And someone is saying a little bit anxious. Someone is saying thrilled. Wow, nice, guys, nice. So exciting, so exciting. And we have people dropping smiley faces. That's so great. And we have someone saying that they are motivated about the journey. Guys, trust me, this is going to be a best journey. It's going to be a very good, interesting journey. And I am really looking forward, guys, to having all of you throughout the whole journey. You're starting a big journey and you can't look back and you can't give up during the journey. So we have to hold on. As I see some people are curious, make sure to keep up, guys. If you're curious, you're going to find out more as we go on. And so, yeah, and most of you are just dropping interesting. And I see, guys, I love this. I really love this. I really love this. Someone is saying hopeful and all of that. Great, fantastic, guys. I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. So you should just know we are all together here in this journey, and we're going together, we're moving together. You're not alone in this journey. It's a very big journey for all of us. All together we move on. And yay, thank you very much, guys, for sharing. Thank you for sharing that one important word of how you're feeling about this journey. I love that, guys. Thank you very much. And just for us to move on, I will pass it down to Kennedy. Over to you, Kennedy.
Thank you, Isa. The energy in the chat is so electrifying. So excited to be here. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're excited for your journey starting today. Hope you are ready to do hard things. Hope you're ready to learn and become a global level virtual assistant at the end of this. So just a few facts about the virtual assistant program at ALX. You might already know this, but I think it's important to recap so that we know what we are getting into. The program is 10 weeks long. And of the 10 weeks, you're going to have 8 weeks of learning and 2 weeks divided between the graduation week at the end and a week where you don't learn anything new, but you get a chance to catch up with all the learning that you're yet to catch up with. Don't worry, you'll get details about this as the program continues. We recommend that you spend close to between 30 and 40 hours per week of time commitment to the program. Of course, you can spend less than this. Other people can spend more than this, but we think the sweet spot is when you spend between 30 and 40 hours a week. That's how you're going to get the best of the program itself. And the program is made up of theoretical work, but also hands-on projects. We have a lot of peer engagement activities. We try bringing a lot of amazing guests that can mentor you and show you what virtual assistants in the real world get to do. And we hope all these different things excite you. And I've already talked about the grace period week and graduation. But I think one of the main anchors of this session today is to just try and paint a very clear picture of what the program looks like for you. So we're going to walk through some of the different platforms you'll need to be conversant with in the program to be successful. And then we're going to walk through what each week includes or involves. And we're going to start by the weeks. So I've said the program is 10 weeks long, right? The week we are in right now is week 1. During this week, all we do is welcome you and onboard you into the program. So basically, we make sure you are familiar with who is supporting you in the program. You've met Isa, you've met myself. We're going to introduce a few more people to you in the VA team, and then we're going to onboard you to the different programs and systems. We'll tell you what our code of conduct is so that you know what rules and regulations keep this house in order. And then we're going to culminate the week on Friday by what we call a Karibu ceremony. Karibu is Swahili for welcome. So during the Karibu ceremony on Friday, we will just bring everything we've learned this week together in a final session where we officially induct you into the ALX community. If it's your first time in the ALX community, or if you've been a part of the ALX community before, we officially induct you into the VA community. And then after the onboarding week, this week, we get into next week, which is week 2. And when we get into next week, which we call the first learning week, we dive into the real stuff almost immediately. We talk about what makes a great virtual assistant. We think it's important for you to understand what the bar is so that you know when you fall short. So in week 2, we paint a picture of what makes a great virtual assistant as clearly as possible. We talk through a number of different communication skills or practices, how to manage up, how to prioritize, how to manage sensitive information, because that's very important for virtual assistants, how to peer coach, give, receive feedback, and all those different things. That's what week 2 is about. And then when we get into week 3, after you've understood what makes a great virtual assistant, we introduce you to the tools that support great virtual assistants. So we dive deep into different tech tools that virtual assistants use. And these are tools that have been refined. These are tools that have been proven to work. And we've worked with a lot of learners who've gone through this program, and they've come back and told us that, hey, these tools are tools that I start using on day 1 of the job. So it's very important for you to be abreast when we get into this week. And then in week 4, which is in the middle of the program, we now start looking at some of the different tasks that a virtual assistant would do when they get into the industry itself. So you know what makes a great virtual assistant, you know the tools they use. Now we start introducing you to some of the different tasks they engage in. And this is where practicality starts coming in. You start getting your hands dirty, you start doing projects, you start acting and living like a virtual assistant. And then in week 5, that's in the next slide, we talk about a few specific things that complement the tools we talked about earlier and the different task examples we've gotten into, and that is meeting management and finding opportunities. That's week 5, because by week 5, you have like 3 or 4 more weeks to the end of the program. And we normally encourage our learners to not wait until the end of the program to start looking for opportunities and setting themselves up for success. So in week 5, we start opening you up to these opportunities, opening you up to how to put yourself out there. And by this time, you'll have gotten into conversations and into sessions with a lot of the guests we'll be bringing in. So you will know where opportunities lie and how to position yourself. Week 6, we double down on that by teaching you how to pitch yourself, how to network, what platforms to use, how to negotiate when you get an offer. And then in week 7 and week 8, in week 7, we go back to VA tasks because we want to just refine your engagement in hands-on projects like you did in week 3. So we get back to VA tasks and you start practicing VA skills. You learn how to write bids. You learn how to follow up on job applications, how to be self-aware, how to care for yourself, how to put yourself out there. And week 8, which is the final learning week, we talk about what we call the VA toolkit. So we give you what you can call the playbook of a successful VA. This would be the different things that a VA needs to hit the ground running. Because when it's week 8, you only have 2 weeks to the end of the program. Some of you, by that time, will have already found opportunities. Some of you will be close to finding opportunities. Of course, if you put yourself out there, some of you will be gearing up to get into the industry, and we think that this toolkit is going to be very, very helpful for you. And then week 9 is a week where we don't really introduce new deliverables. There's no deadlines here. What we do in week 9 is we just make ourselves available to support you. So if you are not able to do week 6 assignments, we support you to do them in week 9. If you had a few challenges, week 9, you have a whole week to make everything right before you graduate. So this week is grace period week because we extend grace to you. We're like, hey, we understand things happen. Here's your chance to make things right so that you can graduate. And then in week 10, graduation, and you really want to be a part of this ceremony, because at the end of the program, there's going to be a lot of stories you can tell. There's going to be a lot of learning points. And I think that's why it's important for me to mention very early what the graduation criteria is, so that when we get to week 9 and week 10, we are all at par about what everybody needs to cross the finish line, right? So number one, of course, you need to pay your monthly access fee, $5 on time, to stay in the program. And then number two, we have two kinds of deliverables. We have what we call quizzes, and we have what we call milestones, right? Quizzes start this week. Milestones start next week. Both of them run until week 8. And for the quizzes, the pass mark is 70% and above. For the milestones, you have to get 100% on each milestone for you to graduate. And we make it 100% because we believe in the people we bring on board. A lot of our learners achieve this, so don't be scared. We know you got it. On average, both milestones and quizzes should be averaging a 90% and above for you to graduate. And then, of course, when you finish your graduation ceremony, we are going to give you a certificate of completion so that you can go out there and become an amazing VA. I know this is quite an amount of detail to cover, so if you have any questions, put them in the Slido. If you're wondering where the Slido is, just look at the very top of the YouTube chat. There's a link that is pinned there. Ask questions there and we'll get into them today. If we don't get into them today, we'll get into them during the rest of the week. We want to make sure that you understand every single bit of detail. But then again, I want to mention that this call or this session is going to be packed with information. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you need to understand everything today. Just note this as good to know things, and then during the week, we are going to clarify most of them. If you interact with the emails we send, you're going to interact with all of them too and get a lot of clarity. So don't feel like you need to understand everything right now. I just want you to have this in your horizon so that you know what's out there. And talking about that, let's get into the different platforms that will help you succeed. We have how many? We have 7 to 8 key platforms that you're going to interact with when you are here. The first one, Zoom and YouTube, that's what we are using right now. So you're already familiar with this. Most of you have probably used this before. Number two, your email. If you are here, you probably got this invite via email. So we are going to be sending a lot of information via email. So make sure that you're always at par with your email communications. And then the other one is the Google Calendar. We are going to show you how to add our calendar to your calendar so that you don't miss anything. And I think that's going to be part of today's session. If it's not part of today's session, don't worry. All our emails have in-depth descriptions of how to add our calendar to your calendar. And then Slido, of course, I've talked about Slido. That's why we ask questions when we are meeting on YouTube. The 4 other very important platforms you need to have on your horizon are: 1, Savanna. Savanna is where all the learning content is. The learning content at ALX for the VA program is self-paced every single week. What this means is that when Monday arrives, we drop new content onto Savanna, and then you have 1 week to engage with that content and to submit your deliverables. At the end of that week, we drop the content of the next week on Monday. So Mondays are the days when we drop new content. Mondays are also the days when we have deadlines for the previous week's content. I hope that makes sense. So Savanna is where you get all your content. If you're wondering where Savanna is, don't worry. There's going to be a demonstration today in this call that shows you how to do a few things in Savanna. But then again, if you interact with our emails and our communications, there's in-depth instructions there about how to access Savanna. You should have received invites to that. Alongside Savanna, we have the eHub, which is our community platform. This is where you get grouped with your peers according to your countries. So if you're from Kenya, you've probably already received an invite to join your squad in Kenya. If you've not, don't worry. A lot of learners don't always have access to their squads by Monday. We normally receive a lot of questions around, hey, I've not received access to my squad yet. How do I do that? So don't worry. The whole of this week is dedicated to making sure that you are onboarded perfectly to all the platforms. If you've not joined your squad today, you'll join it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, don't worry at all. We'll do everything to make sure you join your squad. Just make sure you let us know if you're experiencing any challenges. And talking about challenges, the ALX support contact is at the bottom of all the emails we send you. When you look at all the emails we send you, at the very bottom, you'll see two links. One link is called Leah. The other link is called Technical Support Team. If you have any technical challenges, like you not being able to access your squad or you not being able to access Savanna, click that link and submit your question in there. We'll help you as soon as possible. If you have program-related questions, things like deadlines, things like graduation criteria, anything program-related, click Leah. Leah will be able to support you. It's our AI assistant to be able to support you any time of the day and night, even over the weekends. And finally, another important tool, the LX Peer Finder tool. This tool allows you to ask for support from your peers, provide support to your peers, or get matched with your peers as you wish. Learning by yourself can be very difficult. If you need accountability partners from your country, from another country, if you need accountability partners who are in who like working in the same time you like working at, whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, just click the Peer Finder tool. Again, the link to this is in the emails we've shared with you. Click the Peer Finder tool, start asking for a peer, and you're going to be matched with somebody that will be your accountability partner throughout the learning process. I see a lot of people in the chats talking about WhatsApp. If you look at your emails, you're going to find links to WhatsApp groups in there. A lot of our learners normally end up creating their own WhatsApp groups. Those WhatsApp groups will not have any information or communication from us. We don't restrict you from creating them, but when you create them, please don't expect that there's going to be correspondence in there from us. We have official WhatsApp groups aligned with your cities, and then somewhere we just use them for announcements. They are all in the email communications we made to you. Go look at the email communications we made. You'll find WhatsApp links there. When you click them, you'll join them. If they are full, let us know, and we are going to create new ones so that you can get all communication from us in the way that works for you. Can you see what the next slide is about? Oh, I talked about the ALX Code of Conduct earlier. It's very important that everybody in the program understands what makes this program safe. We want you to show up feeling like you are in a safe space, show up feeling like everybody you're interacting with is here for the same reasons, and that is to become a world level virtual assistant. And we want to make sure that everybody's experience is free of things like harassment, is free of things like solicitation or corruption or any other things that might make your learning experience not so great. So our code of conduct is very, very in-depth. Once again, this is in our emails. We have a link to the code of conduct in our emails. We'll keep sharing it because we don't want you to, be a victim or a perpetrator of some of the things we consider not so great, because there's consequences to that. When a community is as big as the one we have to make sure everybody is safe. So we take this very, very seriously. Interact with the code of conduct in your email so that you understand what stands and what doesn't stand. And finally, from my end, before we start giving you demonstrations of the different platforms, I just want to give you a picture of what the whole team looks like. My name is Kennedy. You've met me already. You've met Isa. You are going to meet Pauline in a minute. She's going to walk you through some of the different platforms I've mentioned, so you have a sense of how they look like. We also have the amazing Kevin, who is in the background, making sure that you're receiving this via YouTube and making sure that the links are shared. You're going to interact with Kevin and Isa a lot in your eHub. We have Anita, who is not with us here today, but when she comes back next week, you're going to interact with her a lot too. And then we have our manager, Isabel, who is also not with us here today, but you're going to interact with her soon, hopefully. I'm sharing this with you so that you understand that you are not alone. There's a very, very dedicated team behind this program whose sole purpose is to make sure that you get to week 10 satisfied and a VA graduate. We all are here with a single mandate to make your learning experience as seamless and as smooth as possible. So feel confident, feel like you are not alone, feel like these people you're seeing on screen are dedicated to your success, and we are all wishing you well.
All right. Thanks, Kennedy, for that introduction into what the program is about and what the learners will be doing for the next 10 weeks. Now I'm going to share my screen and take us through the platforms that you were just talking about. My name is Pauline Wanja. I am going to share with our learners all the tools and the platform that you have talked about. It's important that right now, learners, you pay attention, less chatting in the chats, focus here, and then you'll come back to chatting. If you still have any questions, you can ask those questions on Slido. So yeah, let's log in. By now, you should have received an email. Go to your inbox. If you cannot see the email from VALX, please go to your spam folder. Maybe your email has marked as spam and markers as not spam, so that you can be able to see the emails in your inbox. Then you will have received login details onto eHub. So this is the homepage. Before you log into eHub, this is how it looks like. You are going to use your email, the email you signed up to ALX VA. You're going to use your email and you're going to use your email password, and then you're going to sign in into eHub. I'm going to use a current learner in cohort 12 to demonstrate our platforms. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. So let's see. Here we are. So this is Alana. This is what you see the first minute you log in. So your account at this point will not have an image. If you look at your profile, you'll not have any of these details. It's important that you go to your profile and you start filling in your details. You can fill in your profile, what you're passionate about, your details, your LinkedIn profile account, because this is also important. And then these are the edit buttons. This is what you use to add details that you need to show up in your account. At the end, you will see this as a sign that you have completely filled your profile on eHub, and then you can proceed from there. And by the way, if you fill all those details for the first time, these points you're seeing here, 1125, will start showing up. Just by filling in your profile, you start seeing these legacy points, and some of you guys will be able to redeem a t-shirt for these points, or I don't know, a LinkedIn, something in the LinkedIn accounts. You can go and read about what the legacy points are about. But before we head into that, I just want to go back to the homepage on eHub and start helping you navigate. So you see, click on this video, hear from our CEO and our founder, and discover what ALX is about. If you've not interacted with us before, you can get motivated and get to know what we are all about. Then as you scroll down, you will see this button to remind you. This is a reminder for you to make your monthly access fee. So ALX it's a free program, but to access the ecosystem, you need to pay $5 to be able to access the community, to be able to access the content. The value of the content that we offer, of course, is not $5. That's why we say it's free, but we need to be able to sustain the services that we offer to our learners. That is why we do have the access fee of $5. You will get this reminder every month when you started your cohort. Like today is 13th. At the 13th of every month, or even before, you will start getting a notification here to pay your monthly access fee. Please go right ahead. If you do not pay, then you will not be able to access the community and also your content. So every month, that is a requirement. For VA, this is 10 weeks, and that is 3 months of access fee. And if you do want to continue to access other benefits in ALX, then you can pay even more. You can see there's a benefit of even paying a 12 months premium, which has a reduced figure of 49. And then, yeah, you get to your virtual assistant. So for you to, but before we continue to Savanna, you can see other programs here. You can go and you can click on this to start learning. You can click on this to connect to community. You can click on this to earn and learn how to earn reward points here at ALX. Everything we do, there is a reward that you get. Ignore the check-in button here because this is a requirement for some other ALX program, but it is not a requirement for you. So do not worry about the check-in. I see some of you asking questions about, I've not checked in, I've not been able to check in. What do I do? Please, I repeat, ignore the check-in. Then for those of you don't know where to get support, this is our 24-hour support system. That is, we call her Leah. You can click on this and then you will be able to ask her questions. You can ask her anything about the program, including how do I reach the VA assistant team, and Leah will be able to direct you and see how you can get this support. So yeah, that is the homepage for eHub and everything that you need, and you can access all the things you're asking. How do I access Savanna? How do I access the learning portal? How do I access the content? You have to log in first to eHub for you to be able to access those things. So how do we then access, or do we start learning? Can you see this button? When I toggle on it, it shows up as yellow, but it's blue. If you click on it and you click continue, it will take you to Savanna. It will take you directly to Savanna. But before that, there's also another option. When you can't find it, you can click on here, learning. It will bring you back to the homepage and you can click on continue. Also, if you scroll down, all right, sorry. Let's go to the homepage. If you click here on the homepage and you click on start learning, it brings you here where you then continue with your learning. So you have to click on the continue learning, and then it brings you to Savanna. So this is the homepage for Savanna. When you come to Savanna, this is what you see. Don't mind the week 5, week 6, week 7. You will not be seeing this because you're in week 1. You will be seeing them as gray. Content here at ALX is released weekly. So you will not see week 2 content until next week on Monday. So for those of you who are very quick and very fast, congratulations. Please keep the momentum, keep going. But you will not have the access to week 2 content until week 2 begins, which begins on every Monday. So what do you see when you click on week 1? This is what you see. You see here for you, it will be start learning. Unless you have already started learning, then it will tell you resume with your learning, okay? So when you click either start learning or resume learning, it will bring you to Karibu, to the VA program. And we said Karibu is a Swahili word for welcome. So this is your introduction to the VA program. Make sure that you're going through the content. Just to reiterate, some of you keep asking, when are the classes? When does the class begin? When does the class start? Listen, ALX programs are self-paced. You organize yourself, you plan yourself, and then you go through the content online. Content is released every week on Monday. Then you go through the content by yourself. You do the assignment or the tasks for the week, either by yourself or with your peer partners. There are weeks where you will be required to do your work with peer partners and peer accountability buddies. Make sure that you're doing that. But in terms of reading and going through the content, we will not be teaching you. You will be required to read the content on your own, to go through every single content, every video, everything that is required. Follow every instruction and then submit. There are 2 things that you'll be required to submit every week, except for week 1. Every week, you'll be required to submit a quiz, and then you'll also be required to submit a project. This project is what we are calling milestones. Some of you are asking what is a milestone. Milestones will begin in week 2. The projects will begin in week 2. This week, you do not have any projects because we need you to get comfortable with our platforms. We need you to get comfortable with learning online, and then you can proceed to doing projects in week 2. Make sure that you are aligned. We will always share the resources on how to do those things on your emails. That's why it's important for you to read the emails that we are sending to you, okay? So yeah, here is how the content looks like for week 1. The sessions. This is the session that we are currently in. You should have already seen that you're supposed to do a program deep dive and platform onboarding. You're supposed to attend this event. This is what is currently happening. Then on Thursday, we have a session, Ask Me Anything session, where we will be live we'll be live on Zoom, and you will be allowed to raise your hand and ask your questions, and we will answer those questions for people who will be having challenges or troubles of whichever kind. Then we'll be able to support you with those challenges. And then on Friday, like Kennedy said, we'll be able to have a Karibu welcome ceremony. So this is how content looks like. If you click on these blue icons or the plus signs, this is interactive elements. So make sure that you're clicking on every part that you see a plus icon. It's interactive. There's content that is hidden. Click on it and then read, and then go to the next element. So on this, those who are asking, where do I find the calendar? It's already there, added into Savanna in week 1. It's already in your emails. Please click on this calendar. There's a guide showing you how to add your VA calendar to your own calendar. So if you click on this, it takes you to your Google Calendar, and then it brings something here. Mine is not showing because it's already added to your calendar. It brings something that tells you add to your calendar. So make sure that you're clicking on that, add to your calendar, okay? So for those who are asking, where is the calendar? Where do I find it? For those who don't use Google but have MacBooks or iPhones, then there is also a link for that in your emails and also on eHub. Make sure that you're clicking on that. And then the next thing is the peer tool finder, but I'll not go through that right now. I'll take you through the peer tool finder at the end of the day. So make sure that you've gone through every of these. And then at the bottom of the content here, there's an icon that will be telling you mark submission. This learner is not showing because they've already done. Let me just quickly take you through a different tweak so that you can see how it looks. So here, as you can see, this has not gone through this element. So click on these, go through it, read, click on it, go through it, read, go through it, read, click on some of these things that have links. Make sure you're not like here, there's a link. Make sure you're not leaving out those. Click on those links, they're instructions. Don't ignore those instructions in between. That's why it's important for you to read every content you're seeing. And this is what I mean. Mark submission here, mark as complete. Make sure that once you've marked as complete, this shows up as done. You will see a green icon here. This is check. Can you see this? So this is what we mean. When you mark as complete after you've gone through the content, it shows up as green. For some of you, that will not be the case. For example, if you're already done with week 1 content, it will not show green on the quizzes, on the understanding or understanding quizzes will not show as green until the deadline on Monday. So please do not message us asking, oh, my content is not turning green. Some of these elements turn green after the deadline. The deadlines, as we said, happen on Mondays, okay? So on Tuesday, if you go and check week 1 content, all of it will be showing up as green, okay? So then don't come to us tomorrow on Wednesday after you're done with your content and you've clicked mark as complete, you're done with all of it and it is not showing up as green. It is because the deadline is not yet here. The deadline will happen on Monday, and then on Tuesday, you can go back and check. All right. So can you see these downward arrows? Let me go back to week 1 so that you see exactly what you will be seeing. These arrows, they're very interactive. Make sure that you're clicking on each of them. Clicking on each, these are modules. There's a module here, there's another module here with more content. Click on each of the module, go through it, read through the instructions, understand what you're supposed to do in each week, mark as complete, and then move forward to the next module. Like that. And then at the end of each module, there's a test to test your understanding of the module. So these are also interactive. Click on them to see more details of these subjects, okay? Let me go back to showing you. The tools we were talking about, they're here on Savanna. Make sure you're going through to understand. Don't skip anything. If you skip anything, you're the learners who come to us and tell us, oh, I didn't understand. Where do I get, how do I connect to eHub? How do I access my Savanna? How do I access my, we will know you didn't read, okay? Because everything you need is on eHub, all right? There's even instructions on how to do your recap, your quizzes, your milestone, the structure of it, everything you need. Go to Savanna, interact with it, learn this thing, and then at the end, there's a quiz to test your understanding. Make sure you're clicking as done. If you click on it as done, it will show you 100% score. And then you can move forward to the next module. All right. I think that should be clear on that. Let me go to the week 1 quiz. So this is the quiz. This learner has already done the quiz. Kennedy said, for you to pass a quiz, you need to be able to score at least 70%. If you score below 70, you can retake your quiz. Please remember, if you score your quiz below 70, you have failed here at ALX. You need to go back and redo and get a 70, above 70, okay? And you can do this as many times as needed until you get a 70. The other thing you need to remember is if you score above 70, let's say you've scored a 70 or a 71 or a 73, you cannot retake your quiz. You've already passed, all right? So some of you will come to us because you wanted to get a 90, but you scored a 75. You're not allowed to retake after you've scored above 70 because you've passed. If you've scored below 70, you have failed. Please go back and redo the quiz and then make sure that you're getting above a 70, okay? Do not move forward to week 2 until you've gotten a 70 in week 1. The same thing with when you get to week 2, do not go forward to week 3 until you've gotten a 70 in your quiz, a 70 and above. I'm not saying a 70 is the only mark allowed to get. Make sure you're getting a 70 and above. You can get even 100 on your quiz, the better. And then for your milestone or your project, that will be 100. That will come in later. You will get a guide on how to do that. Make sure that you have all those things. Let me just show you quickly how a quiz looks like, because this learner has already done their week 1 quiz. I'll show you their week 5 quiz. So this is what you will see. Once you click on start, it will bring in the questions for that week's quiz. And then you start, it will test your understanding. It could have 10, it could have 12 questions, it could have 14, it could have 20 questions. Make sure you're answering all those questions and make sure that you're getting above a 70. So click on start, and then click and make sure you're clicking submit. All right, click submit. So when you submit, it goes to the next question. So I don't want to fail this learner, but let's just go to the end of this. And then when you're done with all the questions, let me show you. It will show the progress. As you continue, it will show you the progress of where you're at. If this quiz has 10 questions, at the end of 10 questions, then you can submit all your questions, submit the quiz, and that is when it will come back to week 1. Let me show you. It will show you something like this. Either you've gotten 100%, or it will show you the questions you failed. In which case, I repeat, if you've gotten below 70, you can retake, okay? I hope that's clear. So yeah, I think that's it about how to go about your content. These are interactive elements. Make sure that you're getting all that. Lastly, when you click on planning, on the far left of your homepage or of Savanna, you click on planning. This is where we were. Going back, go to the left, click on planning. It will show you what's happening in that week. Okay, so this is week 1. This week 1, it is showing you you have a recap quiz. This is the expectation for week 1. Okay, recap quiz is released. This is a quiz just to test your understanding, and that's the one you're supposed to get 70 and above. It will show you what's up, you're supposed to, the priority for that week. Join your local community. And when you click on this, for those who are asking where are the links, where are the WhatsApp links, go to Savanna, click open. And then here, there is a link to the WhatsApp page. It will either be WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, so this one is Nigeria, ALX Nigeria VA Cohort 12. This learner has already joined, so I'll not be joining, but you should be able to have access to the links which have already been shared on YouTube. So go to Savanna. Once again, my planning, week 1, on the brown or whichever color it is, join your local community, click open. Then click on this link here. Click here to join your local channel, WhatsApp or Telegram, and connect with your peers. So click on it and then join. That should be it. So please don't keep asking where our local channels and all those things. We've already provided them on Savanna, all right? We've gone above and beyond to make sure that you're connected with your peers. Then the other thing is it will show you what else is a priority. Karibu to the VA programs. This is the content. If you click on it, it will take you directly to the module. So this is the module you're supposed to be learning. Go through every content here and all that for ease of access, okay? Course information, if you click open, it takes you directly to the content. And then you will see these dots or arrows. It will show you what's happening on that specific day. So today, it has already happened. It is what is happening right now. If you open, it will show you the link. And you can join us directly from Savanna, okay? If you click on this, let me click on it. I will be seeing myself. I should be seeing myself here. There it is, okay? So in case you don't see the invite on the calendar, which is unlikely, you can go to your Savanna, go to your planning, click on any of these elements, click on this, and the events are added there. You will see these tiny dots are events that are scheduled for that week. So you should be able to know what event is happening, what support can I get this week. So office hours, this is Ask Me Anything session. We have an office hour next week. All those things, please click on it and make sure to do that. Then the deadlines, they'll show up. They'll show you when you're supposed to be done with something. There is a deadline for the recap quiz. Every Monday, there's a deadline, there's a reminder there. Okay, I hope that's a good enough walkthrough of Savanna. Let me go back to showing you your community on eHub. So remember where you signed up in. On these 9 small dots on the far right, you will find your community. So click on community and it takes you to this homepage. So this is the general ALX community where everybody within the ALX community is able to interact and see posting here. See events, see what's happening within the ALX, see who is trending in terms of points and all those things. As for you, this is what you should pay attention to, the VA community space. You should see virtual assistant 10, okay? It is the month in which your cohort is starting, which is October 13. So VA 10, 2025 program hub. Click on the program hub. This is what you will be seeing on the program hub. You should see the ALX guidelines, code of conduct that Kennedy was talking about, how to report a violation, ALX VA program success toolkit, just what we've taken you through. Everything you need to know is here. Our ALX values, cohort virtual assistant, you will find the program calendar for cohort 13 here. Apologies, we don't have a current learners account. So we are not able to show you cohort 13, but you should, it looks exactly like this. Click on it, virtual assistant, cohort 13, program calendar, payment, frequently asked questions for the VA program. For those who are asking about your WhatsApp and Telegram, yet again, we've made it so easy for you that you have access everywhere you go. You have access to these programs, or rather to these resources. The WhatsApp and the Telegram links are here for your country. To learn more about our city hubs, we have a few physical locations within some 8 countries. Click on this and go read about countries that have physical hubs. Like we have hubs in Nigeria, we have hubs in Kenya, we have hubs in Kigali, Rwanda. We have hubs in South Africa, we have hubs in Morocco, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Ghana. Those are 8 countries. And then, of course, for the people who don't have a physical country, we do have WhatsApp links for you that is written, or rather a squad group that is written rest of Africa. So if you're in Nigeria, you will be seeing another element here written VA 10 2025 Nigeria. If you're in Kigali or Rwanda, you will be seeing VA 10 2025 Rwanda, your country. If you don't have any of those ALX countries where we have physical hubs, then you will be seeing rest of the world or rest of Africa, all right? Then we have event recordings. For all recordings, every event that we have, we see learners asking, am I able to see these or watch these again? We will always post those links here, event recordings. Then we will post video guides, how to go through everything I've told you right now. You can go back and there are guides to show you how to do it, okay? So we've made it so that you don't fail in anything, all right? And then you will be seeing the first post for cohort 13. Your VA adventure begins now. I hope that's clear in terms of the program hub space, where you don't know who to answer a question for you. You can't access anybody at the moment. Don't worry, go to VA 10 2025 program hub, log in, and then find all the resources that you need there. For your squad, you should be seeing these two elements on eHub. When I told you about community, this is what we mean by community, a part of community. This is, when we say community, this is all you need. In fact, if you don't have an ALX WhatsApp link, you don't need it. You are able to come to this eHub, and every information that you need for the week will be shared here on top of the emails. You can reach out to the program moderators, not in their DMs, but within the post that they post here. You will find that like for this person, Isa has posted in the squad. Go right there and comment and tell her your question or something that you're struggling with. She'll be able to see, or whatever it is that you need help with for the week. Just to show you how you can post, you can see this plus element icon here. If you click on it, then you can write your post. You can write, "Hi everyone, I need support." You can reach out to your fellow learners through this, and then you can post. You can click enter and post. So I'm not gonna post that. Of course, you can reach out to specific people within that squad. Like if you want to privately message a person, you can just click on it and then send them a message. You only want to talk to one person, you can send them a message privately if that's how you want to communicate. That is for peer learners, of course, not the moderators, because there are too many of you. Will not be able to respond to you in DMs. And of course, we've shared all the platforms that you need to be able to have support throughout the program. So I don't think I've forgotten anything. Just one final thing, because we are out of time. We have a buddy system. At ALX, we are very big on peer learning. So make sure that you're learning alongside your friends. Don't learn alone. And in week 2, there's a task that you're actually required to do with a peer partner. So make sure when we tell you today, look for a partner this week, introduce yourself, set up a meeting, and just chat with them. Either on, I don't know if they're comfortable enough to exchange WhatsApp numbers with you, do that. If not, maybe via email, set up a Zoom call, a Google Meet call, whichever platform you're comfortable talking with them. I'm looking for the peer partner, which is here. It is among the first content, VA Peer Finder tool, week 1. Click on it, and this is what will show up. So find a study buddy, accountability partner, or even a group. Okay, click on it. There's a video to show you how to navigate this. Someone will be sharing this link in the chat right now, so that you can already start learning alongside each other. So include details. Please make sure you're including the details as close as possible to what you need. Your name, your email address, your phone number, your country. Country is good because of the timing. Of course, it's not a must for your country members only. If you want to network more, feel free to reach out to people from outside your country. The language you're most comfortable as well. Fill details that will help us connect you in cohort 13. So make sure you're clicking on the correct cohort. Fill all those details, then at the end, submit. Give it a few hours. Don't expect matching immediately. Give it a few hours, and then your partner will also be looking out for you. They'll reach out. Please don't ghost people who are looking to partner with you. It's not good or common courtesy. Make sure that you respond. If you're paired with somebody and you become the accountability partner, make sure that you respond to their request. Okay. So yeah, that's the end of it. We'll take a few questions. We'll answer a few questions if there are any that are still remaining. And my co-facilitators will let me know if I've forgotten anything. I feel like I've taken a lot of time here just to make sure that nobody is left behind. Let's see. Looking for the slides. All right. So what is just a quick summary of what we've gone through? Savanna is our learning platform. So make sure that you're well versed with it and you know how to navigate. That's where you will find your content. Log in into eHub, where all your needs for the VA program will be delivered. Make sure that you've already started learning. Week 1 has already begun with week 1 quiz. Completion and submission is due on Monday, 11:59 p.m. GMT, every Monday. The deadline remains the same. Click on the Learning tab to access the learning content on Savanna. And then a few reminders, click on Community tab to access the VA program hub space and connect to an accountability buddy or peer within the squads. And we've given you a tool that will help you make this quicker, which is the Peer Finder tool. Please remember to adhere to the ALX code of conduct. Always keep an eye out for program updates via email and the community spaces. So my partners and I, Kennedy facilitators, will come in and help me answer if there are any questions that we've not answered as we conclude. All right, we need somebody here who, let me just remove the calendar on my end and then show people how to add the calendar to their Google Calendar. But in the meantime, Kennedy can be answering another question.
Thank you, Pauline. So I'm seeing a few questions here. I know we're out of time, so I'll try to rush through this. And then again, we have a whole week to get through all of this. So again, don't feel pressurized to master everything right now. Someone is asking how they are going to how to add their program calendar, the program calendar to their Google Calendar. Is that what you're looking up, Pauline?
Yes.
Okay, Pauline will give us a demo of that in a second. Somebody's asking if they're going to have graduation gowns during graduation. No, because it's online. But if you have a gown and you'd like to wear it to graduation online, you're welcome to do so. Someone needs help with accessing the community space to introduce themselves to the squad. I think Pauline already went through this. Once you are on eHub or in the community space, just reach out. It's like any other online group, social group you can be at out there. Just say, hey, my name is this person, happy to connect. Anybody else out there, maybe mention the place you're in. You'll be surprised to find a learner right close to where you are at, because the LX community is really huge. So feel confident and just go out there and ask for accountability partners, even if you don't use the tool that Pauline shared. Someone is saying they're staying in China and they're wondering how they're going to get a peer and a community to join for people abroad. So we don't have WhatsApp groups for the rest of the world at the moment, and we also don't have hubs in China or outside Africa at the moment. But you can make use of the rest of Africa community that I'm sure you're going to be added to. So you're going to be added to a community on eHub that has people from the countries. We don't have physical hubs in the countries that are outside the 8 countries Pauline mentioned. So don't worry. We try give you a community no matter where you're based at. I'll take a pause there and then let Pauline show us how to add our calendar to your calendar to our calendar.
All right, so it's very, very easy. Log into your Google account, your Gmail, or your Mac, whichever account you use. Then click on the link. If you click on the link, it directs you directly to here. It redirects you to here, and you will see this VA Cohort 13 Virtual Assistant Calendar. Just click add. That's it. Click add, and everything will show up, as you can see. All details for that week, all the reminders you need for that week. So it's as simple as click on the link and then press the icon add, and that's it. You're good. Let me see if we have any other questions.
Yeah, I'm just going to add the link to the calendar in the YouTube chat right now so that it's easy for you. So Kevin will put it in the chat in a second, and you can just click it and follow the process Pauline shared so that we are done with that immediately. This is for Google Calendar users. For iCal users, please expect communications on this on eHub tomorrow. But if I get a hold of it right now, I'll share it in the chat too. Let me see if there's other questions here, Pauline. I'm seeing a number of people saying they've not received emails from us. That's interesting because the details to this meeting were shared via email. So I'm wondering how you got here. But if somebody forwarded you the details to this meeting, then there might be a problem there. So reach out to, if you don't have access to email, then you don't have access to eHub. So I wonder how we're going to do this. Again, I'll ask Kevin to share a link to the ALX tech support in the chat. And then if you've not been able to receive any of our communications whatsoever, just mention that in the link Kevin will share in the chat, and then we'll be able to help you. We don't want to try cover everything today.
Just a quick one.
Yeah,
Just a quick one on that, Kennedy. So some of you, the emails probably went to the spam folder. So go to the far left on your Gmail, Google account, Gmail. Then at the scroll down, there is a folder named spam here, SPAM. Click on it. You may find the VALX emails there. Mark them as not spam. I don't have any of them, any spam right now, but click on it and then it will show you an icon of this is not spam. Make sure you remove us from there and then it will go to your inbox. That may be the case for some of you who are not seeing our emails.
Yep, that looks like all of it from my end, Pauline. If you're still asking whether there is a class, Pauline explained that learning is self-paced. We release content every Monday. So what you are in right now is not a class. This is not a class session. This is an info session to make sure you are aware of everything you need to get covered. So you're not going to have physical online classes where you walk in and there's a lecturer on this other side and you're on the other side. You're going to have access to Savanna, which Pauline walked you through, and you're going to have access to content in Savanna, and you'll be able to walk through Savanna at your own pace within a week. Finish that week's content, wait for Monday, get access to the new content until we are done with the learning. Of course, we're going to have moments where we invite guests. When you get into the content, you'll get some of our tutors in there with maybe pre-recorded illustrations. But no, we don't have classes. We have self-paced learning. Let's move to the next parts. We are out of time, so we're going to just share a few announcements about what you can expect for the rest of this week. There are 3 things that we think are going to set you up for success that you need to get done this week. This is the onboarding week. This is the week that you can make mistakes, ask your peer or ask us to help you. Make another mistake, make the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th mistake. It's okay. Make as many mistakes as possible. As long as you're doing something, we just want you to engage with the resources we've shared with you, with the platforms we've shared with you. And if you are going to prioritize anything this week or today, prioritize these 3 things. Make sure you've joined eHub. The link to eHub, I saw Kevin share it in the chat. So if you scroll up, you'll see one of those links. It's a link to eHub, and then it's also in your emails. When you join eHub, you'll be able to navigate to Savanna, if I'm not wrong. Number 2, connect. Connect with your peers. There's links to WhatsApp groups. There's links to Telegram groups, depending on the country you are in. And then, of course, the eHub is a community in itself. Try connect with your peers, find accountability partners. Learning by yourself can be very lonely and very tough at LX because things can get progressively tougher, especially in the future weeks. So you want to have a community of people around you to support each other with, right? Get an accountability partner, either by directly asking them to be one or by using the peer finder tool that Pauline walked you through. Again, details about this are in the charts. The 3rd one, the only way for you to be within the scope of being able to graduate at the end of 10 weeks is if you submit your assignments on time. So always make sure that you're pacing yourself well, you are managing your time well, so that you submit your deliverables on time. And remember what the caps are for both the quiz and the milestone. Quiz, 70% if I'm not wrong, and then milestone 100%. Details about this in our communications. If you do these 3 things, you'll be set up for success. The next thing that I want you to keep in mind is the deadlines. I've talked about that. All our deadlines are on Monday at 11:59 p.m. Greenwich Meridian Time, GMT. You can always use Google to convert that to your local time, but all our deadlines are on Monday, just before midnight GMT. And after you've submitted a week's assignment and you've done that before the deadline, you'll feel very freed up to get into the next week's learning. Number 2, we want you to be apt with program updates. We've tried to not make this overwhelming. We don't send a lot of communication, but when we send out a lot of communication, we try to make it as important as possible. So please, when you see an email from us, read it. When you're in the community spaces and you see a post from Isa or Kevin or Anita, read it. There's a lot of detailed information in there that's going to help you be successful. The 3rd one, we've said this over and over again, it's best to succeed together. Learning can get lonely, learning can get tough. Find an accountability buddy, if possible, this week. We have resources to help you do this. The 4th one, we want you to do all these different things while adhering to our code of conduct. We want to make sure that nobody's getting harassed. We want to make sure that everybody's feeling safe. Everybody can show up perfectly. So get conversant with our code of conduct. You can find this in the different communication channels I've mentioned. And lastly, we understand that you're going to have questions, you're going to need support, sometimes in the night when we are not working, sometimes over the weekends when our capacity is reduced. That's where Leah and the ALX support team comes in. The links to this are at the bottom of all the emails we send you. Just click Leah to ask program-related questions, or click the link saying ALX support team to contact real people just waiting for you to ask them technical questions or issues so that they can help you solve them. This set of things we believe is going to put you up for success. And to now wrap up this session, I just wanted to remind you that for the onboarding week, there's 2 more sessions to go. There's one on Thursday, one on Friday. You don't want to miss this. We'll send reminders The Thursday session is an Ask Me Anything session. So after you've interacted with the platforms we shared today, after you've interacted with the resources we shared today, after you've tried to reach out to peers to get onboarded, if there's any other pending questions, we will come back here on Thursday to answer them for you. So get ready with all your questions by then. But if you're struggling with something tomorrow, on Wednesday, on Thursday morning and afternoon, don't worry. Come to the session. It will be very interactive so that you can ask any and everything that you have, so that when we get to the Karibu ceremony on Friday, we are all set and ready to go. And with that, I would like to invite you to do a very, very important segment of this session. We are going to have a lot of sessions in the future. And we want to make sure that each time we have a session, it's useful to you. Each time we have a session, you leave the session feeling like you are helped, and you leave the session feeling like it was not a waste of time, right? So please share your feedback by either scanning the link, the QR code on your screen right now, or clicking the link that has been shared in the chat or will be shared in the chat shortly. Give us your feedback. It takes a few seconds. So we're going to play some music for you for maybe a minute or so. Fill in your feedback. When you're done, give us a thumbs up in the chat so that we know where we are at, and then we'll let everybody go and have a good rest of their day. So let's do that.
Riding so low, this feeling just can't leave me alone. It makes me know I want it all. Oh yeah, 'cause I've got a fire deep within. It's a strong desire to touch the sky and take flight. I'm gonna take the world 'cause it's mine. I want it all, I want it all, I want it all. Till we touch the sky and take flight. I've got a fire deep within. It's a strong desire to touch the sky and take flight. I'm gonna take the world 'cause it's mine. I want it all. Until we touch the sky and take flight.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. On this side, we are looking forward to an amazing cohort, an amazing program. We are all set, ready to support you in every way possible. The only question now is, are you ready to do hard things, to rock and roll, to do your end of the bargain, to get to week 10 and look back and say, yeah, I did that. We hope you are. We'll see you again on Thursday. But before then, we're going to see you on the different platforms via email, via eHub, sometimes via WhatsApp. If you have a hub in your city, you can go to the hubs. You're going to see us there. And yeah, good luck. And we hope you're ready to learn.